when Ben Affleck walked onto the stage of Jimmy Kimmel Live. That night, nobody expected anything out of the ordinary. The crowd roared with approval, the lights bounced off his familiar smirk, and Kimmel welcomed him like an old friend. But something was different. From the moment Affleck sat down, his demeanor was tight, focused, less playful than usual. Kimmel, sensing the tension, tried to lighten the mood with a joke about Affleck's recent paparazzi run-ins. But the actor didn't laugh. Instead, he leaned in and responded with a remark that wasn't exactly hostile, but carried a weight that made the room freeze. The audience chuckled nervously. Kimmel, still smiling, tried another jab, this time referencing Affleck's tumultuous personal life, and that's when the energy in the room snapped. Affleck's expression hardened, his voice dropped, and without raising it, he asked, "Why is that funny to you?" The crowd fell dead silent. Kimmel, clearly surprised by the pushback, tried to pivot. "Come on, Ben, you know I'm just messing with you," he said, gesturing with open hands, the signature grin still on his face. But Affleck didn't ease up. Instead, he doubled down, calling out the tone of the show, the way personal struggles were used as punchlines, and how certain celebrities seemed to get a pass while others were mocked relentlessly. The crowd didn't know whether to clap or recoil. The host's laugh faltered. This wasn't banter, it was confrontation. Kimmel stammered, "It's a comedy show, man." But Affleck responded, "Is it? Or is it just a safe space for you to throw stones and hide behind a laugh track?" Gasps filled the studio. This wasn't a breakdown, it was deliberate, sharp, cold, and the cameras were still rolling. Somewhere backstage, the producers were already scrambling. The control room lit up with panic. Should they cut to commercial? Was this salvageable? Meanwhile, on stage, Kimmel attempted to regain control. "Let's not make this weird," he said, forcing a chuckle. Affleck stared at him for a moment, then said, "It's already weird." "Jimmy?" The studio audience sat frozen. Affleck began unpacking more than just personal frustration. He started talking about the toxicity of late-night comedy, the laziness of recycled jokes, and the way media personalities cloaked cruelty as comedy. Kimmel tried to interrupt, but Affleck raised a hand. "Let me finish." It was quiet but firm, respectful but commanding. Kimmel sat back, momentarily stunned into silence. Affleck wasn't shouting. He wasn't being rude. But he was taking space, and it was clear he wasn't done yet. This wasn't an outburst. It was an airing of long-suppressed grievances. With every sentence, Affleck peeled back the polite layers of late-night performance. He spoke about being the punchline for years, how divorce headlines turned into monologues, how addiction became a meme. "I've taken it," he said, "but tonight I'm not playing along." Kimmel sat there, still trying to find the joke, the out, the easy escape route, but it wasn't coming. The camera slowly panned across the audience, their expressions caught between confusion and awe. No cue cards, no fake laughs, no safety net. Just two men at odds in front of millions. Kimmel's team whispered in his earpiece, suggesting they cut now, but Kimmel waved them off. Maybe he thought he could recover it, maybe he thought Affleck would cool down. But instead, the actor calmly pulled off his mic, placed it on the desk, and said, "I think we're done here." The audience gasped as he stood. Security didn't rush in. Nobody told him to stop. The moment was too surreal. Affleck wasn't being aggressive, he was being absolute. Kimmel, half laughing in disbelief, called out, "Ben, seriously, you're walking off?" Affleck turned briefly. "No," he replied. "I'm walking away from this game." And just like that, he left, not backstage, out, through the nearest exit. The camera lingered on the empty chair. Kimmel sat still, processing. The band didn't play, the crowd didn't cheer. It was a vacuum, a space that had been so full of scripted laughs now hung hollow. After a pause that felt like forever, Kimmel finally spoke. "Okay." That happened. Nervous laughter broke out. He tried to move on, to recover the vibe. But the ghost of that moment haunted every minute that followed. The rest of the episode limped along. Within minutes, social media erupted. Clips of the confrontation flooded Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. The hashtag #AffleckUnfiltered began trending worldwide. Fans were divided. Some praised his candor, calling it long overdue. Others accused him of being overly sensitive or hijacking a comedy show for personal therapy. But no one denied the intensity of what had occurred. For once, something on late-night TV wasn't prepackaged. It was raw. It was real. Kimmel's team rushed to edit the rebroadcast version of the show, trimming the more volatile sections. But the internet never forgets. Phone recordings, behind-the-scenes leaks, and hot takes from celebrity insiders kept the fire alive. Affleck had vanished from the studio, but his impact remained. Overnight, the event became the single most talked-about moment in pop culture. Backstage, it was quiet chaos, staff whispered. Assistants scrambled to rewrite press releases. One source claimed Affleck sat in his car for nearly an hour before driving off. Kimmel, meanwhile, returned to his dressing room, visibly shaken but attempting to laugh it off. "Well, that was intense," he reportedly told a producer. The official statement released the next morning was tame. "Last night's show took an unexpected turn during our conversation with Ben Affleck. We support open dialogue and remain committed to respectful conversations." But those words didn't match the clips circulating across the web. The tension, the silence, the moment. He left the stage. It was too powerful to be explained away. It wasn't just a talk show dust-up. It was a moment of reckoning for the carefully choreographed world of celebrity PR and late-night comedy. In the days that followed, every entertainment outlet covered it. Podcasts debated the ethics. Think pieces flooded the internet. Was Affleck out of line? Or had he pulled the curtain back on an industry built on mockery? Other stars chimed in. Some defended him, others distanced themselves. Kimmel remained publicly quiet, save for a brief statement on the next show. Things got a little real last night. But hey, sometimes real is better than rehearsed. The audience cheered, but it rang a bit hollow. A cloud of uncertainty lingered. Was this a one-off, or would it change how interviews were done moving forward? Affleck, meanwhile, kept a low profile. No follow-up tweets, no apologies, just silence. Which only made the moment seem even more deliberate, like a statement delivered and then sealed. Then came the fallout. Bookings began to shift. Other actors asked to avoid live interviews. Networks reevaluated how much freedom to allow on air. Fans began analyzing old clips, looking for signs of tension beneath the surface. Kimmel's reputation took a hit in some circles, though many still defended him. As for Affleck, he became a symbol of unpredictability. Some praised it as bravery, others saw it as instability. But either way, his legacy had been marked by this moment. It followed him into every headline, every meme, every roundtable debate. The late-night ecosystem had taken a hit, and even the most polished hosts knew they couldn't coast on pre-written jokes anymore. Audiences were now expecting truth, not just entertainment. And Affleck had lit the match. Months passed, but the moment remained iconic. It joined the ranks of infamous live TV incidents that shifted public perception. The phrase, "Affleck exit," became shorthand for celebrity honesty, and parody sketches mimicked the walk-off scene with dramatic flair. But nothing could replicate the original. The unscripted tension, the direct confrontation, the truth wrapped in calm rage. Ben Affleck, for better or worse, had disrupted the system. And Jimmy Kimmel, usually the one steering the conversation, had been left speechless in his own house. It wasn't a PR stunt. It wasn't a breakdown. It was a moment of unfiltered clarity in a place built for illusion. And no one who saw it, live or later, would ever forget the night Ben Affleck was kicked off Jimmy Kimmel Live.